And every single day,
the more enemies we kill.
We're spending trillions and trillions of dollars.
You know, if you say, all right, this is your fault.
It's not your fault.
All I know is you're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's Show, episode 20. I'm here with Josh.
How was the road?
It was good. It was good. I do have some important news. I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is I actually got into Harvard Business School.
Congratulations.
I've been doing some. That's why the show has been kind of like, you know, I haven't really been on the road doing comedy. I've been actually practicing for the MCATs and some other tests that I need. MCATs, doctors and shit. I got into I'm very excited. The bad news is the school will no longer allow Jews there. And I look Jewish enough where I think they would genocide me if I went. I can't go. The good news is the show is still going to continue. I almost dropped the show. But I can't in good faith continue my education at an Ivy League institution after what was on display at these congressional hearings. Did you see these congressional hearings?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So there was a congressional hearing where the president of Harvard, Yale, and I think Penn were basically grilled. You know. By the way, I don't even know. They anyone. If you get invited to a congressional hearing as one of the people that has your name there, and you're sitting there in front of Congress, it's never a good thing. It's never an award. You're never rewarded. You're never who goes to this? Yeah. You get invited, and that's how big the egos of these Ivy League presidents are, and all these people in these institutions. They're like, ooh, Congress, I get to go to Congress. And then all they get asked is do you condemn anti-Semitism? And you're like, well, technically, yes.
Wait, they got called into Congress specifically for that reason?
Yes, it was a congressional meeting on anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Okay.
And they are let's just watch the video. This is a really unbelievable video to watch. And as a guy that looks Jewish, I was appalled.
You keep saying looks Jewish like you suffered horrible atrocities like your people did.
Well, I mean, I feel like I experienced anti-Semitism.
Oh, okay. Okay.
People assume it's a bad year to look Jewish, Josh. It's a very bad year to look Jewish. I'm 1/8 Lebanese. People don't know that about me.
Yeah.
7/8 Jewish
1/8
settler.
Is that from your mother's side or father's side?
My mom cheated with an Arab man. Okay.
Jeez. It only counts if it's from your mom's side, right?
Really?
If it's from your dad's side, then it doesn't count.
Is that that's a cultural thing?
I believe so.
Or I think that with Judaism, it runs through the maternal side.
Yes.
What about Lebanese? What about Arab blood?
Both sides. It doesn't matter.
Arab blood don't run.
Yeah, never mind. I was going to say something horrible.
Do it.
No, I was going to say, even if you got never mind.
What?
Even if you got your pet from Arabic country, it's in your bloodline. You're just
Jesus Christ.
That's why I didn't say minute 3 if you could.
All right.
Minute 3.
Welcome back to Sean's Show, everyone. I'm gonna start over. That was.
Oh shit!
Did you just imply that?
No, that's why I didn't want to say it. I thought about it after I thought. I was like, whoa.
We don't.
You can't say that.
We don't apologize on Sean's Show, even if people die, Josh. We don't apologize. Okay. So here is the congressional meeting on anti-Semitism. If you get invited, let me just make this abundantly clear. If you get invited to be interrogated on a congressional meeting for anti-Semitism, just decline. Just decline. You can just respectfully decline. That's how you know Harvard, Penn, and I think it was Yale. It was just Harvard and Penn show up because they want to
I had no idea Penn State was
an Ivy
League school.
It's one of those Ivies that people don't really there's some colleges that sound like Ivies that are not Ivies.
Like what?
Like Drake University or Carnegie Mellon. That's not Ivy League, but it sounds Ivy League. Compton Community College is another sounds like an Ivy. It's not.
Is it Incarnate Ward or Trinity?
Trinity, I think, is a college at NYU. Or no, it's Trinity College In Texas?
Yeah, they're in San Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Ivy. ain't no Ivy in Texas, Josh.
Yeah.
Ain't no Ivy.
What is okay? Because I always thought Ivy League school just meant you're in a certain area of, and those are the ones that I literally thought that's what it was.
It's in like it's geography based.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
well,
these are like the first schools, and that's why they're the most important. And
I mean, that's almost right. Like it's basically geographic. Like it's just Northeast. It's like it's mostly in the Northeast.
it's in Boston.
Did you know Stanford is not Ivy?
Did not know that.
I'm pretty sure. I might be spreading misinformation right now, but I'm pretty sure Stanford's not an Ivy League.
MIT.
MIT. I don't even know if MIT's Ivy. Can we look it up? Is MIT an Ivy League? Can you type in is MIT anti-Semitic? Actually, that's a better question because no, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Check it out. Stanford, MIT, and Caltech are not Ivy League schools, and that's how you know you can go there without fearing that someone's going to call for the genocide of your race.
Dartmouth.
That's an Ivy League that like no one gives a fuck about.
Brown.
The Brown, yeah. Half of these, like, let's take a look here.
See, it's all like East Coast. I thought it was like
it is like it's like these are the first colleges, and they enjoy some of the most privilege. Princeton, Brown, Cornell. I mean, if you go to Cornell, I mean that's that joke from The Office. It's like Andy went to Cornell, no one gives a fuck.
what's the best Ivy League school?
I would say either Harvard. Harvard's number one by far. Harvard is the number one Ivy League school, far and away. And then I would say tied for second, probably Columbia and Princeton. And Yale. There's a three-way tie for second. Columbia, Princeton, and Yale. And then below that, you've got like Penn, Cornell, Brown, and Dartmouth are all like tied like four, down at the bottom.
Which is the worst?
Cornell.
Cornell by far.
Oh, Cornell or honestly, like Dartmouth is like Hufflepuff. It like tries to be like, I don't know. You know, it's like Dartmouth's like, no, what's the other one? Not Hufflepuff.
I have no idea what those are.
I know
from Harry Potter, but I don't know what they are.
It's Hufflepuff.
I was gonna say Snickle Fritz, but that's weed.
Snickle Fritz. That's a racial slur actually that we made up on
Express.
Yeah, it's actually purple drink.
Yeah.
Purple
and Oxford?
dream.
What's Oxford?
Oxford is in the UK, and that's
I know Oxford's in the UK, but
but
that's not a Ivy League school though.
it's not
like,
Ivy League.
It's like schooling after you went to Princeton, Harvard, and so forth. Right?
You can get a master's degree at Oxford.
Yeah.
But they're all they're all like trying to have this elite status.
And you grew up with those people.
I grew up with a lot of the. Well, the thing is, I went to public school in the Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So like I grew up in the same vicinity as the other people that like were at the elite schools, but I didn't go to the elite school. Like I was at public school, so it's kind of cool. I was like hanging out, smoking weed with Mexicans.
That's dope.
And everyone else in the Silicon Valley was like committing suicide because calculus was too hard. I'm like, you got pussies, dude. Literally, I'm glad because I would like I actually just remember this in middle school. People would be like, "Oh, like what high school are you going to?" And it was either in my school it was either Homestead or Fremont High School. And if you said Homestead, everyone would be like, "Oh hell yeah, dude! See you there, bro. Life's gonna be lit.
Yeah,
gonna kick ass at Homestead." That was the better school. I went to Fremont, and if you said Fremont, people would be like, "Oh man, you're gonna get stabbed, bro. You're gonna get stabbed by a gang member at Fremont High School." And I was like, you know, I that scared me at the time, but now I'm like, I'm kind of glad because at Homestead,
those hard public schools,
I'm stoked. It was a tough, like even it was post school in Silicon Valley, so like the gang members were like good at school, like they were smart,
yeah,
like they were like
they just sold
drugs.
drugs.
They just sold drugs, like they're actually just like
which the other kids did at the other place too.
Yeah,
they sold drugs. They just sold their mom's pills.
Yeah,
it
they
was a
sold
different type of
Adderall.
drug.
Yeah, they sold a different type of drug.
What school did you go to for college?
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
What?
It's a retarded name for a school, dude. My school is a state university here, dude. And this is actually ties into a lot of the shit that we're about to watch, which is that
Cal Polyamorous. What?
it was cow, like the animal.
Oh wow.
Cow Poly. So it's like multiple. I have multiple relationships with cows. A lot of fat women in engineering.
Yeah.
And San Luis Obispo is the city in California. Mm-hmm. It was like San Luis Obispo is like this like 500,000 people.
I bet it's beautiful.
Retired whites, beautiful.
Yeah.
basically 20 minutes from the beach, even though no one ever goes to the beach because like it's a hard school. And it's funny because it was the only state university that didn't call itself CSU blank. So every other state university in California is like CSU Long Beach, CSU Sacramento, but not Cal Poly. We have to be different.
That was us. We were Southwest Texas.
Okay. University?
Yeah. And then the year I got there is Texas State University.
Really?
Yeah. So I could choose between Southwest or Texas State.
And where'd you go?
No, I mean, it's the same school. I'm saying when I graduate on my degree, it could say Southwest or Texas State. I was like, I'm going Texas State. Why am I going to have a college that doesn't exist anymore? That makes no sense.
You could choose the old brand. I'm like, no.
And people don't know. People think Ohio State. Like, oh, that must be one of your better schools. It's like, no, not really. It's a dope school. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. And also it's like, I've met plenty of people that went to Harvard and Yale and these Ivy League schools, and they're not smarter. They're all, by and large, people like to talk about IQ as this measurement for your intelligence. And it's like, it's just where you go to school is almost, in my opinion, is almost entirely a representation of how much money you were born into.
Damn.
More or less, I mean, maybe, and there's some level of meritocracy there. Like if you, I know plenty of rich kids that fucked up and did drugs and ruined their lives, and they didn't get into Ivy Leagues. And I know guys that like came from the mud, like me, that came from fucking nothing. And I got stabbed by a gang member at my high school, and I made it
with a pencil
to a state university. Yeah, it was a pencil.
Okay.
No, it was a penis. And it was consensual. I had gay sex with a MS-13 gang member
at your school.
But that's what you got to do to pass English class sometimes. My English professor at Fremont High School was an MS-13 gay gang member, which I support.
My brother's on a full ride at SMU. That's supposed to be a good school.
Sonoma Marymount.
I don't know. It's in Texas,
South
in Dallas.
SMU.
It's like
I've heard of SMU.
School.
Oh, that's well, dude. And it's like these private schools. The thing is, so here's where it gets complicated. All these Ivy Leagues are technically private universities funded by donors, and they have an endowment, which is basically just. I heard a take on the internet, which I thought was great. Is all these Ivy Leagues are just hedge funds with like universities attached.
Yep.
Because you look at Harvard's endowment. Can we look it up? Can we look up the size of Harvard's endowment? I mean, it's like when you have...
It's hung.
Can we type in Harvard's endowment? It's probably like 20 billion shekels.
I'm going to go... did not think. I was going to say 2.5 billion. 50.9.
Harvard's endowment is almost north of $50 billion at the end of 2022. And you think that doesn't come with strings attached? It comes with strings attached. You can't give UT Austin's endowment is 42 billion?
Yeah, 42.
Wow, from natural gas? That's cool.
That's a lot.
And it makes sense because you look at UT Austin and you look at what they're doing at UT Austin and you look at what Harvard's doing.
Harvard does have the biggest though.
Harvard's 53, Yale's 42, University of Texas System Office is 42, Stanford's 38.
More than Stanford and Princeton.
Wow, we're in the right place to be, dude. That's a good ass endowment.
UT sticks to they stick together. Like
yeah,
the graduates.
Yeah.
So if you're like,
is it a racial statement?
No, I don't think so. But like if you graduate at UT and people all you know what I mean, are applying for a job at your business, you're gonna hire UT. You're not gonna hire A&M for sure,
dude. I know, well, and that's true. Like for like, especially that's true for every college, dude. And like that's why people want to go to Ivy Leagues is so that they can get in the system where they can get hired by Goldman Sachs. It's just instantly easier to get hired at these firms when you go. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's all setting people up for these like elite positions in private equity, investment banking, and politics and media. And it's fucked. And like it's it's really being
man, even A&M 12.7 billion.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, so think about it. It's like if you get rich as fuck, where else are you going to put your money? And every time you invest in a university, it's a tax write-off.
Yeah,
because it's considered a donation. So it's like literally, if you're a billionaire and your tax bill is like whatever $500 million, you need to donate to a nonprofit. It's like you might as well donate to a nonprofit.
I don't think Texas State has a very big endowment because they send me letters for money. I'm like, man, you guys are fucking
Hey Josh,
hurting.
we noticed that you're an up and coming comic, and we were wondering if like you had any money to spare to
maybe
help get back to university. And you're like, I spend it on crack.
Is this it? 103 million? Is that what they have?
Yeah, I guess so. Market value 103 million. Texas State. That's not bad. It's not Harvard numbers.
Not at all. There we go. Yeah.
Wow.
Texas University Development Foundation net assets. It was 70 million in 2014. So they're growing their portfolio.
Well, and Josh, if you go back to that chart, actually, if you keep going down here, 2021, that's when they became woke. Once you get over $100 million, you become woke.
Oh, okay.
That's what happens.
What was your university?
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. It's such an dumb name for a fucking school.
What was the third?
Cal Poly SLO. It's right there. SLO. I wonder if people can dox me. I'd love to come back, by the way, and do a show if any of the Cal Poly SLO administrators are listening. They're not, but I'd like to come back. It's a pretty
250 million. 257 million.
Junk. Nothing. That's pipsqueak shit, bro. Harvard is 50 billion.
Yeah, it's Harvard though.
But dude, and here's the thing: the more C-tier schools are a lot like C-tier comedy clubs.
Yeah,
in the sense that like they think that they're like right there next to Harvard.
Yeah,
like the C-tier comedy clubs think like, oh man, it's the Comedy Store, the Comedy Cellar, the Mothership, and the Funny Bone Columbus.
So that's Harvard, Princeton, and here's UT.
And UT.
Mothership is UT.
Yeah,
it's not one of them, but
exactly.
It has a large endowment.
It's its own thing, and everyone there's autistic.
Yeah, there you go.
It's its own thing, and all the moms are very proud.
Yes,
also proud.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's watch this video. If you've already seen it, I want to watch the whole thing. It's just a couple minutes long. It's pretty fucking incredible. So again, this is the presidents of Harvard and Penn getting grilled in Congress about anti-Semitism on elite university campuses. Let's watch.
Because it's been a problem lately.
Well, it depends. Well,
you did high voice, so yeah, I guess so. All right, let's see.
Penn, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's rules or code of conduct? Yes or no?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
I am asking specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment.
Real quick, what context would you be able to say that?
On my podcast.
Okay.
No, I mean, like
really think of it. Think what
on Harvard, apparently on Harvard University.
Yeah.
That's the context. The context is you just have to be on an Ivy League campus and holding a Palestinian flag. You can.
I think the only way to do it is if you grab your phone. It's like, hi, I'm calling for the genocide of all. That's the only way. She's
saying it like context, like,
yeah.
Look, you have to look at the context of the situation.
What context? What the fuck?
And it's unbelievable. I mean, you look at the reaction of Miss Stefanik here. I don't even know.
Is she a Democrat, Republican? That way I know to be mad or on her side.
Well, it's funny. When it comes to the Israel lobbying groups, they bought both sides.
That's good.
She could be Democrat, Republican. No one really fucking knows. She's just because that is like, you know, all the literally like the Israeli lobbying group for the state of Israel.
Yeah.
Have you seen that chart? It's like 90% of politicians have taken money from the state of Israel.
I'm gonna say though she's Republican with those shoulder pads. 100% Republican.
Yeah, I mean she's like a traditional wife. She gets hit at home. She makes dinner.
Jeez.
Like, you know.
I don't know. She might peg her husband.
Yeah. She might be like an alpha woman, which I love. I'm into it. She has Kleenexes right there.
Harassment?
She had
This is
time for
the
this shit.
easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the
Yes
speech
or no?
becomes if the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide? Speech is not harassment.
Damn. Okay. That was
It's
pretty,
crazy,
That was pretty
right?
cool. That was she just she got her.
Because
Because you know the other one's like thinking like, listen, you're dumb. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
She's 100%. That's why she's like, I feel like she wants to be like, do you know what context means?
Yeah. Well, dude, and you know, it's really what I love about congressional meetings is like right now it's Liz McGill, who I think is like, I think Penn.
Yeah.
So like there's another university president waiting there to get the same treatment.
Yeah.
And what's insane is you would think if you're the other president, you'd learn from what you're watching. You think like this, like your colleague basically is getting grilled. Like you're saying, you know, getting grilled. Like you're not going to say that calling for the genocide of Jews is bullying or harassment. It's dependent on the context. Okay, now I know what not to say.
They all say that.
And they all say it. It's insane. It's like it's like they had a Zoom. I think they all had a Zoom call with the same lawyer.
It's like they're part of a secret society that all decides.
No. That's exactly the type of anti-Semitism.
It's not anti-Semitic. How can
It's
being
actually
anti-Semitic?
Right. It's actually this is
Skull and Bones was not a Jewish fraternity.
That's the frat on Harvard's campus, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one that all the presidents come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I'd joined that.
Man, you want to lose an argument? Call it Skull and Crossbones accidentally. And people are like, yeah, I don't want to hear anything you have to say anymore.
What's Skull and Crossbones? Is that a different society?
There's nothing called Skull and Crossbones.
Oh.
I just said it wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, I mean, like when you really I mean, I've visited Harvard Business School.
Yeah.
And you know, it's you really feel this rarefied air. You feel the powerful energy. It's different, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I visit and like you meet the people at Harvard Business School, they're like they love power and they love money.
You can sense it.
It's
hard for me to like, because I think it's easier for you to sense it when you kind of know it or be not necessarily.
I grew up in it.
You grew up in it and also wanting it.
Yeah.
You know
at the time I wanted
exactly,
it.
Exactly.
I loved it, dude.
Exactly. And like for myself, it's like, I don't want that. I didn't grow up with that. Hey, bro, where's the bathroom? They're looking at me like, what? Shouldn't you be cleaning it?
And
Get out of here.
To be fair, I went to Harvard Business School online. And so they flew us out. You know, honestly, you know what'd be really funny is like, I did this thing called HBS Core, which stands for Credential of Readiness Program or some shit, whatever, some bullshit thing. Because I heard that if you did this thing, you actually had a better chance of getting into Harvard. And at the end, they flew us all out. And I used to joke with my friends, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny? It's like you do this Harvard Business School online, and then they fly you out, and you get to Harvard Business School, and it's all the professors just like laughing at you, like, you guys thought that you could get in here? You just paid us money. They're like, your first lesson, never take an online course. And they fucking
so literally
kick us off the plane.
None of you got in.
I actually, well, I don't know for sure. It does help you. I actually, humble brag, no, but I passed Harvard Business School online with like high honors. I was like one of the best students in the online course. And I thought, I'm pretty sure I could have got into Harvard Business School if I applied, but my life was changing. You know, I was doing comedy already at that point.
You were doing comedy in high school?
No, this is at the end of college. I was taking this. I was trying to go for MBA, get an MBA.
Got you.
But I can say, as I visited there, and it's in fucking not Boston. It's also a city in England. Cambridge.
Okay.
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Beautiful, I bet.
Gorgeous. You can be. I was at Harvard Business School, and you can look across the bridge or some shit or the river or whatever, and you can see the Nike factory.
The what?
They have like a Nike factory.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
I had no idea what you said.
And that's where all the kids, made the shoes until they went overseas.
They fly in Chinese kids to make.
They fly in. It's actually cheaper to fly a kid from China here to make shoes than to just pay a blue collar guy.
Is that what you learned in Harvard online class?
That's what I learned in Harvard. The first course on Harvard Online University is you do the math and you realize that importing immigrants here illegally is
way cheaper. That's very true.
It's cheaper. You want to know why? These lazy blue collar Bostonians that's just love drinking all night and showing up to work hungover want you unionize and want money. Hey, maybe stop drinking so much. All right, let's keep watching this interview.
This is unacceptable, Ms. McGill. I'm going to give you one more opportunity for the world to see your answer. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The answer is yes. And Dr. Gay, at Harvard...
Time out. Dr. who?
Dr. Gay.
That's a cool name. That's fucking dope.
Dr. Gay. It is a cool name.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Marvel suit.
Yeah.
Palantir just turned negative, guys. We're fucked. We are fucked. Or no, flat.
Flat's good. I have one that's down 24% today.
Speaking of combating anti-Semitism, Palantir, that's why I invest in Palantir, is they you want to know an institution that is unacceptable, does not accept calling for the genocide of Jews?
What?
The Palantir spyware software. Work for Palantir, work on their spyware software. I guarantee you will not.
Why do they have spyware software?
That's their whole business model.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you said it was about the floaties in the river.
I mean, they do a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay. It's a lot of technology.
I don't actually know no, I don't think they do the floaties like
in the Rio Grande
the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
What is the stuff in the river? What is that? Is it
it was like these big floaties that would go in there, and then in between each one was, I don't know if it was barbed wire or something.
Oh,
that
God.
way people couldn't cross.
No, they don't do that. Palantir is much more evil.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it a good investment. But
so who's after Penn State?
Harvard.
Oh, okay.
This woman is just lining them up like, now Miss Gay, now Dr. Gay.
Yeah.
Calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
What's the context?
Targeted as an individual, at an individual.
It's targeted at Jewish students, Jewish individuals. Do you understand your testimony is dehumanizing them? Do you understand that dehumanization is part of anti-Semitism? I will ask you one more time. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Say it with me. Depending on the context, it can constitute bullying or harassment, depending on if the speech becomes conduct.
I feel like she wants to go after they say, like, when they say that, I feel like she wants to go, bitch. I'm going to ask you again.
I mean,
Let's see what she says.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitic rhetoric.
And is it anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action.
So the answer is...
I mean, that's an empty answer if I've ever heard one in my fucking life.
So what if you have a sign that says something horrific like that? Like, does that mean, well, it's not directed at anybody, it's just my sign. Is that what the...
Look, it's not individuals, it's the whole race.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
They're like, hey, like, yeah, you're like if you have a sign on Harvard that says, like, gas the Jews, and they'll be like, hey, like, is that directed at a person? And you're like, no, not at all. Not at all. I'm sorry. Oh, carry on. Well, but the thing is, let's watch.
Yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews...
I want to listen to President Gay's answer one more time, because it's really evidence of what our Ivy League institutions have become. And I hate sounding like, it's not, people call it woke. It's not woke. It's corporate. It's become corporatized. Like it's more of the same. People think it's new what these institutions are doing, but Ivy League institutions have always placated progressive issues and advocated for them. But when it comes down to it, they back the rich and they advocate for the wealthy's interests. This is a class issue.
You know what's crazy is they can't answer that question, but for saying that, they would call you a Nazi.
Right. And, under Harvard's harassment and bullying rules, that would be allowed.
Yep.
Which is I actually support. But let's watch President. I mean, like, it's a non-answer. Why are you going to show up to a congressional meeting and just give non-answers?
That's what they all do.
It's just don't show up.
Did you watch Gary Gensler on there?
No.
They probably studied Gary Gensler not answering any fucking questions.
Yeah, it's like people. I don't think people understand that this is a voluntary. Isn't it voluntary? They're not.
No idea.
They're like encouraged. Like,
yeah,
it's not. It's not mandatory, or else all the Ivy League presidents would be here. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We don't know the details, but let's watch one more time.
I will ask you one more time.
Are BBLs allowed on Harvard University's campus? Can a Latina woman have a BBL on your university? And she answers like, if the BBL turns into conduct, that does warrant an investigation. If the booty is too fat, it's a distraction for students. I will ask you one more time. The answer is yes. The answer is any student can get a BBL on Harvard University. What have we become if you can't get a BBL at an Ivy League university?
Are all Ivy League presidents women?
That's a good. We'll answer that in a sec.
All right.
Once we hear President Gay give her non-answer.
President Gay.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric. When
And is it
crosses into
anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation.
I like Dr. Gay's glasses.
That is actionable conduct.
These glasses fucking slap. I'm glad
really
you noticed
like the
that.
glasses, yeah.
Dude, this is almost like isn't she like a doesn't she give this is kind of racist. Isn't this like a post-game conference? Like she's like a WNBA player. Like a WNBA coach.
Thank you for watching Sean's show. It was nice while it lasted. I knew he was going to get canceled at some point.
No, not because of her race. It's because of the glass. No.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
In the post-game conferences, they wear wacky glasses.
Who's they?
The people. The people involved in the sport.
Yeah.
Even white. All races.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, it does kind of look like she's like, look, we put a lot of points on the board, but it just didn't come together.
You mean her stance?
Her like, dude, that'd be so funny. Like this lady's like, does calling for the genocide of Jews on Harvard's campus constitute bullying and harassment?
Who are the people behind her? I want to see what they're doing. Let me hold on. When they ask again, I want to see what they do.
Anti-Semitic rhetoric when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation. That is actionable conduct.
This is the guy who told him to say it. Look at this guy as he's saying it in his head. Watch.
Rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Watch this guy.
And is it anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment.
Whoa, you're right, dude. If you're just listening,
that guy's the handler, bro.
If you're just
he's in the back one, like nodding.
He's nodding. If you're just listening, where it cuts to the President Gay who is speaking, and behind her is like, I guess her 3 lawyers maybe, and this one guy's nodding. He's like, yeah.
This is how you're gonna say it.
You're gonna.
And you can corner a little bit of his mouth.
Don't say yes. If you just say yes, they win. If you say yes, they win. But it's, no, but I just it's such a. I love the sports analogy. I really want to just like they're like, does calling for the genocide of Jews constitute bullying and harassment? Look, we put a lot of points up in the third quarter. We had some great assists. Our communication wasn't there. And, the next game is going to be better. That's all you can say is we put our heart out there. But when it comes down to it, the Jews need to burn. Jeez.
Look at him staring at the back of her head, too, when she's talking.
Yeah, this is very creepy. Well, and actually, Josh, you made a great point, which is this. It's that there's so many layers to this, because what you have is the discussion of anti-Semitism at elite universities in the U.S. government. And one of the big tropes of anti-Semitism is that the Jews run the world. It's a very awful stereotype. It's not fucking true. And this is actually...
That's actually pretty dope.
What?
That's like one of the best stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like black dudes have big dicks. That's
that's
a great stereotype. They run the world and the other one got big dicks. That's fucking dope.
Is it, and it's like everyone... Was that one song? Everyone wants to rule the world.
Yeah, I mean, I would love those stereotypes. What's ours? We cross rivers and we work hard. Fuck, bro. Like come on, we want better ones than that.
Yeah, and you like play La Banda music.
Yeah, I mean, I do, but the other two, I don't.
Yeah, you can like swim.
I can't swim very well. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I got friends that cross, but that's different.
And that's and that's why the show exists. Is we're here to reinforce racial stereotypes.
Let's see what he does at the end.
Okay.
So the
He looks
answer
at
is
her.
yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign.
Whoa.
These are
Whoa, look at that smile.
Look at that.
I love, you know what's great about, we need to appreciate the C-SPAN camera ops, because there's a guy, people don't realize it, there's a guy who's like Josh, who's switching angles.
Yeah.
He's like got all the angles up. He's like, all right, who can I cut to?
And I bet you he's high as shit too.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, he's a IT guy for the like C-SPAN. I mean, look, he cuts to
Is there a lot of allergies
Ms.
over
Fox.
there? Look at, jeez.
Everyone has Matt. Well, they're all about to fucking die, and that's the other thing people forget. All these people are about to die. Most of them that have been in government for a long time.
context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
We'll go back to the
Wow,
first one.
savage.
Does the first one have?
Oh, that's Freddie Gibbs. All right. Hopefully we don't get kicked off YouTube for playing Freddie Gibbs. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs.
Go back to the other one. I want to see who was behind the first lady talking from Penn
Ms.
State.
McGill at Penn does calling for
Let's see if anybody does.
Does mouths the answer as she says the answer.
Yeah.
I bet you that'll.
genocide
Let's
of
see.
Jews, does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
It's the guy
So
on the right.
answer is yes.
It's a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
Yeah,
You
I
see
think,
him nodding his head?
I don't know. This is bordering on conspiracy, but I have a good feeling like these people are either journalists in the media or they're her team.
That's her team. Look at the guy. Okay, I'm saying the guy right here.
Yeah, I was saying that too. He's like nodding as she says it.
Yeah, the point when she says the point, he's doing like.
Yeah, it's all talk. It's, I mean, yeah, and it's like it's
They don't
not
even hide it.
It's not a secret. It's like, and even if it's not these people specifically, it's not a secret that they all hopped on a Zoom call the day before.
Yeah.
With a lawyer from a prestigious law firm, and honestly, well, and here, okay, and we've been kind of hammering one side, so I want to look at the other side of this, which is that like, as a comic, I'm radically pro free speech. I'm obviously radically pro free speech. You know, it's this is a crazy. I mean, you know, some people believe it, some people don't. But like, if you remember during COVID, there was that whole trend, or it's 2019. There was this whole trend on Twitter that was like punch your local Nazi, punch a Nazi, and it's moving backwards. You know, and it's like.
What trend was punch your local Nazi?
Or I think it was just punch a Nazi.
Okay, I was gonna say who was like, oh, my local Nazi.
I think that was thrown around a little bit too. Punch your local Nazi.
Yeah.
Also, it's like
I don't know any Nazis.
I don't live in New York, where the real Nazis are. No, I think.
Look at the smirk on this lady's face.
You know, it's like. But here's the thing. Here's the disconnect. People look at that smirk, okay, and they think that smirk is her smiling, thinking, yeah, I want Jews to get genocided. That's not the that's not her smirk. The intention behind her smirk or the meaning of her smirk. She's smirking because in her head, and she said this on Twitter later on, is that she was thinking, "Oh, I know you guys are dumbasses." She's thinking you idiots in government don't understand the nuance of free speech.
Yeah,
that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And I think people kind of miss that. People are like, "Oh my God, she's smiling. She's been bought by like the Nazi party, and she's like dog whistling that it's
like,
okay."
It's like talking to somebody's saying you're okay, yeah. It's like they think
super
you're dumb.
condescending.
Yeah, super condescending.
But the thing is, saying that on both sides, it's talking points, it's bullshit, and for her to be like,
and why isn't she a doctor?
Yeah, Ms. Liz McGill.
Yeah, and why isn't she gay?
Dr. Gay? I'd rather have Dr. Liz McGill. Liz McGill sounds like a character from Seinfeld.
She's a maggle.
But the thing is, it's like, yes, here, I think people really, you know what, Josh, I really think this. People, they don't put any thought into the venue of the discussion. So like when it comes to speech, we're talking about a private university. A private university obviously is governed by the federal government. I'm sure there's like legislation that like ensures the rights, civil rights against discrimination and stuff. But ultimately, private universities can do what they want. This is a free market.
Do what I want.
So it's like if private universities want to do certain rules, as long as it doesn't violate civil rights, which I guess it's kind of related to civil rights, which is discrimination, it should be allowed. I mean, it's like, hey, and here's why I think this. If you want to go call for the genocide of any race on a university, be my guest. It's not going to go well for you. And that's how it should play out. You know what I mean? It should be legal. The cops should get there once if someone hits you for calling for the genocide of a race. That's when the law enforcement shows up. But just simple speech should not be.
It only counts if that race or ethnicity is there. You know what I mean? It's like if a tree falls in the woods, nobody's there to hear it. Yeah. If you're calling for something horrible for a group of people and they're not there to hear it, does it count?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I think even if they're there,
I was just trying to find context with them.
Yeah. The context is here at Penn University, there's only a handful of Jewish people that we've accepted. So, no, I don't know. I don't want to. That's pretty much it on that. But what's happening at our universities is at our elite universities is pretty crazy.
Ooh, never mind. You already have your subjects. I was going to say I saw a crazy one today. Not crazy.
Which one? I might have it already listed.
It's probably not on there. Have you ever heard of trisexual? There's trisexual now.
Trisexual?
Trisexual. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trisexual. What's the problem?
You identify as male, female, and non-binary.
Really?
Yeah. Because non-binary is its own. So it's like
it's like you're all three categories?
Yes.
Well, I thought non-binary was the argument against categories in general.
Correct.
But now it's one of three categories. It seems kind of like a paradox.
Well, you would say that because you're not,
I'm not an ally.
Yeah. No, you would say that.
Yeah. Are you trisexual, Josh? Are you coming out on my show as a trisexual? Is that like you're into triceratops? Like, do you have dreams about having sex with a triceratops?
No.
Dinosaur?
Okay, Trump. Okay.
Wow, that was actually really fucked up. I'm an ally. Look, fuck who you want, as long as it's not a kid. How crazy is that? Is it crazy to say that? Have sex with whoever you want.
It's crazy you have to say that.
Have sex with whoever you want and as many people as you want to. And animals. I'm okay with animals too.
No, I'm not okay with animals. Animals can't consent.
Yes, they can if they're wet.
Oh.
Like, no, I'm talking about in the bath. In the bath. If they're
Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
That was so fucking gross.
That's gross. Ew. Okay. Okay, where do we want to go next? We have a lot of dope shit to talk about.
Let's talk Trump.
Trump. Okay, let's do Trump.
I haven't heard
This is actually great. Okay,
I haven't heard about him in a while.
So this actually ties into my personal life. We need to get a soundboard sound for a road story.
All right, here we go.
Road story.
Oh, that was the
Okay.
voices. Sorry, here we go.
Road story. Actually, wow, that was fucking cool.
There you go.
Amazing. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
Road story. Guys, this is a great show. I think this is really becoming an exciting show that you should tell people about.
Just
All
rolling
right.
with the drum.
So I was in, and this ties into the story. I was in Des Moines, Iowa for a gig. I went to the Des Moines Funny Bone. Club itself was great. Staff was great. Had a lot of fun.
What percentage would you say are Trump supporters there?
Well, 51% apparently.
Oh,
If you look at this headline, Trump's sizable lead in Iowa grows weeks ahead of key caucus. So, this is from Bloomberg. Former President Donald Trump has support from more than half of voters likely to attend the Iowa caucuses next month. Trump's lead at 51% was fueled by his support with most evangelical voters and those who said that the Jan 15 contest will be their first time attending a caucus. So he's getting out people from Iowa that have never voted in their whole life to vote. That's a man with political power and sway, you know?
Vivek only has 5%.
That's so sad. So
Why?
it's Ron DeSantis 19, Nikki Haley 16. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Vivek is at 5% and Chris Christie's at 4%.
Why Vivek at 5? I thought he was the main guy that they were talking about.
I mean, I love Vivek Ramaswamy. He's a biotech entrepreneur, and he supports the white ethno state.
The what?
Vivek Ramaswamy supports a white ethno state.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Like a white
United
like
States?
a white supremacist. It's like white supremacy.
He cannot run on that. There's no way that's what he believes.
So I was a joke, but
Okay,
there was
I was like, what?
Well, no, I mean, so what happened if you actually maybe we can watch the recent GOP debates. But Vivek talked about like he was basically listing a bunch of like different actually let's just watch it. If you just type in Vivek Ramaswamy great replacement theory.
I'm gonna get his name over here. Where is it?
I love his name. Oh, it's right
Go
here.
back. What was it?
It's called. He talks about Vivek talks about the great replacement theory, which is, depending on your political persuasion, this idea that immigrants from different races are, quote unquote, diluting the white race. That's so fucking racist. Isn't that to me? That's just crazy. Check this out. Not up for debate. This is from MSNBC, by the way, so it's going to be biased. But during the fourth Republican presidential debate, Vivek touted himself as the only truth teller. And then he says, he says that a bunch of conspiracy theories are not, in fact, conspiracy theories, that Jan 6 was an, quote, inside job. The 2020 election was, quote, stolen by big tech. Also, I don't know what that means, but he says this, too. The great Vivek Ramaswamy, an Indian man, said this. The great replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform. So let's really look. Okay. Vivek just said that the great replacement theory is a position that the Democrats have. And if you go to
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for something. Let's just look at Wikipedia, I guess. Something unbiased. The great replacement theory is a white nationalist, and this is Wikipedia, which apparently Elon Musk has said has been bought by the left.
Okay.
But the great replacement theory is a white nationalist, far-right conspiracy theory. The original theory states that with the complicity or cooperation of, quote, replacist elites, the ethnic French and white European populations at large are being demographically and culturally replaced by non-whites. Vivek Ramaswamy said that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what to make of it. I truly...
Like numbers wise, is that true?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I want to hear the context. Can I hear the context?
The context is this, Josh, is that is it bullying or harassment to say that the whites are being genocided?
I just think you guys are getting lazier. A lot lazier.
Yeah?
Yep. That's all it is.
And I mean...
And you're not united like you used to be.
Yeah. We're not the colonizers we once were.
No.
We are not the ambitious colonizers that we once were. You want to know why, Josh? Because we used to be immigrants.
You know who the enemy of the white man is?
Who?
Another white man.
Is that what they talk about?
Your elites are taking yourself out. It's just like in prison. The meanest dudes to the white dudes are other white dudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that what they talk about when you guys do banda music?
Yeah. We don't listen to them. We just turn the banda music up higher.
Is that what the banda music sings about? They're like, the great replacement theory. Is it a real thing? And
we're coming for you. Look at it, the way he's standing next to him. Why is he? You know why he's standing like that?
Why?
Because he's balancing right now. He's trying not to fall with his high heels.
It's putting your hands. We gotta make this clear. That's DeSantis, right?
Yeah.
Putting your hands at your side like that is weak bitch mentality. That is a weak bitch thing to do.
Why are your hands like that?
I mean, it's like
it's weird.
It's weird. Let's take a little listen here. Vivek Ramaswamy at the GOP debate.
Ramaswamy. I like that.
We went through
buffering
all of
peacock.
these choices. Stephen Miller for.
I love like when you go to a news site and they like have the news article and they don't have the fucking video that you want to watch. Here, I'm pretty sure.
Go to videos.
Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
We went through.
Okay, it's the same shit.
Go to videos.
Oh, videos, yeah. Probably this one. Here we go.
146. It has to be. Commercial though. Watch.
Let's see an ad. Bum bum bum.
Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy has a history of peddling disinformation about January 6th and his rant tonight.
At least who can say
that
January 6th
deep state sparking.
We don't need any commentary from CNN. I know that I have some liberal opinions, but look, I'm just on CNN because the video is on CNN. Okay, I don't believe the shit that they're saying before.
That man doesn't age at all.
Oh, Anderson Cooper
does not age at all.
I know, dude. It's crazy. Let's listen to Vivek.
The insurrection is just the latest example of that. Here's what he said.
Why am I the only person on this stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11? That the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform?
I have a butt plug in my ass right now. Why does the Democratic Party not understand that I love getting fucked in the ass? That's number one. Number two, the Great Replacement theory is a real platform of the Democratic Party. You have people coming into this country from other countries. They immigrate. There's no border security. We need to build a wall.
Why is there only 4? Shouldn't there be like 8 up there or something?
I mean, the pool is thinning. The pool is
how much did it start
thinning?
with?
I think 8 or 9.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people dropped out. I read that 4 or 5 people have dropped out already.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like Vivek. I like him because he's like a Silicon Valley guy.
No, okay.
I think I don't even know where he's from, but like he's an ex biotech CEO.
I don't hear anything about RFK anymore.
I think I think it's hard to, who knows what's gonna happen. It's I don't have a fucking crystal ball, but it's either gonna be, it could be Trump Biden, it could be Trump RFK, it could be, I mean, I don't know what else. That's it, right?
Well, RFK could be in there because he's independent.
It could be Trump and RFK running as independent candidates. That's the election everyone wants.
Them two together?
No, competing against each other. Oh, you think
that's
Trump RFK?
That's the real election is Trump versus RFK.
I think that's what the real. Well,
then,
I don't know because RFK is not making a lot of noise lately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So like, I mean, didn't he do like a bunch of podcasts?
Yeah, but people couldn't listen to it because it's sad, but it's his voice. Like people, I like the dude. I like, but I couldn't listen to the podcast.
RFK does not have the voice of a leader. He has the voice of a guy that smoked for 50 years and is about to die. That's his voice.
Hey, did you see him lift weights though?
No.
Yeah, look, I'll show you.
Is he strong?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Can he bench?
Yes, that's what he's doing.
Can you type in RFK lifting weights naked XXX?
That was him.
Let's go.
This is when he was and I think this is right when he switched from Democrat to Independent.
Oh my God.
So he's doing like a full workout. He's 70 something or 70.
That's a fit boy.
This is what American politics has been reduced to. It's been reduced to like TikTok fitness challenges. That's insane.
I know none of his politics. I just know that I want my president to be swole and be related to Kennedy.
Then vote for Joey Swole. If you're a Joey Swole, vote for Joey Swole. If you want a fit guy, vote for The Rock. You know,
I will when he runs in the 2040s.
I'm not voting for The Rock.
No, I won't either.
No way. It's really. I mean, Josh, what's next? Are we gonna have presidential candidates do the ice bucket challenge?
Didn't they?
What?
Didn't they?
They really did.
I think.
Did like Hillary do the ice bucket challenge?
No, not Hillary.
God, you know, it'd be funny, Josh. You see Vivek. Vivek has like a bucket of ice. He's like, immigrants are destroying this country. Oh, I'm so cold.
I hated that fucking challenge.
The ice bucket challenge. It was like
it's just wasting water.
That was like, I mean, that was almost worse than the black square on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You know,
too.
and like, what was it for? ASL? Who gives it some fucking disease? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it was that. There was a circle for France. Remember they had the French circle?
Oh, for the protests?
I think so. I don't remember. I just remember there being a circle, the black screen, like you said, the challenge. I did none of those things. Yeah,
the Ukrainian flag.
Ukrainian flag was one of them. Yeah,
I mean, there's really nothing that's a bigger waste of time than you know what I saw recently, and this is like and this is very sad, fucked up to say, but I saw ways to support Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a list of links. Like it was like just one of the most. It was like just like the
list
classic
of what links?
Digital activism. It was like a list of ways to help. It was like call your senator,
mm-hmm.
donate to this fund here. You know, it was like I forgot what they called it, but it was like a list. It was like action links or some shit like that. I don't know. And it's like maybe I'm cynical,
mm-hmm.
and it's like yeah. Is calling your senator going to change their opinion? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
Is it going to make you feel better? Maybe. And maybe that is important.
When they say call your senator, does that mean just like keep calling their phone and it's just going to keep ringing?
You leave them a voicemail. You leave them voicemail number 1 of 8,000, and then some intern that went to Harvard listens to the voicemails and goes,
"There's 8,000 people that want to."
Yeah, and they go, Senator, some quick updates on your calls from your voices from your people. They want you to stop supporting the genocide. And then the senator goes, "Really? Oh well, that's not the game. Hey, did they give me money? Because Israel gave me $100 million for my election."
Hold up, is this poll? I read lower. This poll says 502 people. Likely, okay, caucus. Okay.
The poll questioned 502 people likely to attend the caucus. This is for the Iowa caucus.
So the 5% is the people for the Iowa caucus.
The 51%, you mean?
The 51% for Trump.
Yeah, is half of the 500. But I mean, also like statistics is stats are junk. I mean, you're gonna sample 500 Iowans. You might as well just fucking. That's just 500 opiate addicts that like don't even know how to read. No, and that's actually. Can you hit the road story button again?
Yeah.
Road story. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, and I didn't do this joke, but I should have. I forgot to do it, but it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that Iowa is one of a handful of battleground states in America where they basically decide the election. And have you been to Iowa? These people shouldn't drive cars. They shouldn't drive cars. They shouldn't own children. They really shouldn't be raising kids. They're fucking crazy. They're crazy. They're Iowans. You know what Iowa stands for? We learned this on the road.
What?
Idiots outside wandering around. They're all farmers. They're evangelical Christian farmers. And their vote is 16 times more important than a Californian vote or a New York vote or even a Texas vote.
Why?
Because they're a battleground state, and there's
you know New York's gonna go to Democrat. You know Texas is gonna go to Republican.
Exactly. You have your red states and your blue states. Iowa is like has been purple, has flipped back and forth. So all the politicians go to Iowa. No one gives a fuck about Iowa. When's the last time you heard about Iowa?
I was picturing it in my head, and I confused Idaho and Iowa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But these are the people in Iowa that decide who gets elected president.
Yeah.
And that is crazy. It's like, hey, they were nice people, they're friendly, they're farmers, and they also happen to think that God made the earth 6,000 years ago, and that there's a literal place called hell where the gays burn forever. And they get to elect the leader of the free world.
Mm-hmm.
And and they also happen to think that Israel defends itself by bombing a country.
Well, now I think you're putting words in their mouth. You don't know that part.
I do.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean I am putting words in their mouth.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It's just funny. Anyway, have I done enough dunking on Republicans? I should dunk on some liberal shit. Oh, okay. Let's close out with this. I know you have to leave. We got to close out. So this was funny. I'm gonna make fun of some liberals because I've been a little bit too left this episode. So liberal, this is great. This is amazing. Mm-hmm. Liberal America, San Francisco liberals, Oakland, Bay Area liberals like me are now embracing firearms. They're buying guns, and it's fucking fantastic. Why?
Why would they buy guns? So you don't need guns.
Well, I mean, that's a classic liberal position is, take away the guns.
Yeah.
Guns cause mass shootings, blah, blah, blah. Listen to this.
They should all get machetes. That's all they get.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But listen to this. For some, a gun purchase may be the result of their read on how increased political tensions and divisiveness in the U.S. may play out. For others, it might be the result of individuals' assessments of their personal safety in what they regard as a dangerous world. Huh, you didn't think so.
Yeah.
Who do you, wow, surprise, surprise.
Why, do you have, first of all, do you own a gun?
No.
Okay, do you think that people should own guns?
I think that they should be able to own certain types of guns, yeah.
Okay. Why do you think people should own guns?
Because I believe the Second Amendment exists for a reason, and I don't have a family, but if I had a family, if it's the difference between a robber, I think guns for self-defense is a rational thing.
And
to protect against the tyrannical state.
I think the number one thing to protect against is if there's some type of societal collapse against your neighbors. Like, fuck, dude. Like, they need what you have.
Right.
Fucking, you got to protect your shit. It's the government's not coming for me. You know what I mean? Burglar, I'm probably not going to be able to get to my gun in time. So I hope that doesn't happen. I have locks on my doors and stuff, video cameras, right?
Yeah.
But if the electricity goes out and things go to shit and I have a gallon of water left, right? And my neighbor wants that and is like, he's going to come and get it. Like, I need to be able to protect myself because cops ain't coming.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned you distinguish between the government taking your shit and your neighbors taking your shit.
Who's more likely to take your shit?
I think it's like, it's kind of this, I see it kind of as the different flavors of the same thing.
Yeah.
Because when the government collapses, and there's no police. If the police are not coming, then it is kind of in a sense the government. It's not government agents, but it's like, it's either either way if you paint it, civil war is bad. Civil war or anarchy, it's good to have a gun.
Yeah.
But
that's what I want it for. Anarchy.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily my neighbors, meaning like my next door neighbor. I would rather ban with them. I'm saying like people from other neighborhoods.
Some Walking Dead shit.
That come in as like, our neighborhood has no power and we're going to come in your neighborhood and fucking take some shit.
You better share or we'll kill you. And then you could be like, okay, come try to kill us.
Well, I got a crazy hillbilly that lives behind me. I'm very excited about that. He finds old junkers and rebuilds them. So I was like, I know who I'm going to go talk to. Yeah.
You're going to get his help?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I'm going to watch your back. You watch my back.
So that's how I feel about guns. But it's funny to see people that are like really, it's just classic NIMBYism, not in my backyard.
82% it's gone up?
No. Okay, no, that's the joke. Sorry, that's my take. So anyway, here's the quote.
I was reading you like it was.
Here's the quote from the article. So liberals are buying guns. They're coming around to guns. And here's a quote. For example, LGBTQ plus individuals as well as religious and racial minorities might decide to purchase a gun for personal self-defense, and it's so that they can feel safe. So like, here's the thing. I think, this is the moment where guns are becoming woke, and that's how you know we're about to collapse in a civil war. Because like it's, of course liberals are buying guns because they're human beings and they see the chaos and the crime going up. Of course they want to defend themselves like any other person. The hypocrisy is where they criticize the right for owning guns and they think, oh, you guys are just a bunch of gun-toting retards. And all of a sudden, some are, but that's they paint a broad brush there, and all of a sudden now you got you live in Oakland and now you want an AR-15. Yeah, I thought AR-15s were weapons of war.
Good luck getting it.
I know
it's gonna be hard as fuck.
I know, and like I just wrote this little thing, but it's like the liberal and this is not just liberals but everyone, but liberals, they're gonna like they're gonna sell it to themselves as like this. Like I wrote this little thing. Look, they're going to sell it to themselves like this. They're going to be like, oh, I love my AR-15 because it creates a safe space where I, as a BIPOC, can be safe from systemic environmental racism. I love going to the gun club every Tuesday with my life partner, and we take turns decolonizing targets on the range. And if you follow the science, the bump stock increases the firing rate of AR-15s by 82%. And that's very exciting. I am here to protect my community from threats. Ultimately I have a gun because I want to create a safe space.
I think this is fucking great. Because before it was always the pendulum swinging from one to the other. Now you have liberals going this way on guns and the conservatives are already here. And at the same time, you have Republicans pushing back on anti-Semitism, where before liberals, it's like, it's like not even switching, but now it's like, how it goes back and forth? Well, now they started twirling around each other.
Yeah, they're intertwining. And you know what did it? Israel.
Thank you, Israel.
Thank you. That's the episode title. Thank you, Israel. Yeah. Because and among other things,
it's really financial collapse and the banks are collapsing and we're all going to be broke. So.
Right. We have to say this every episode. It's the only war, and I don't know who it was like a communist who said this shit, but it was right. It's like the only warfare is the class warfare. I think like all this shit, these congressional hearings. It's like, the rich keep us divided, politically, so that they can keep taking advantage of us.
But now they fucked up and they switched too quickly. And now everything's getting tangled up. Now, it's like, oh, shoot, we got to divide it. No, they're not. They're coming together, actually.
Yeah, no, it's like, if liberals and conservatives both own guns, maybe we actually see some...
Because the biggest three is what? Freedom of speech, guns, and
the right against cruel and unusual punishment, which is listening to MSNBC.
Oh, I was going to say taxes or the economy, money.
The economy, yeah.
Yeah.
Private property rights.
Yeah.
Something like that. And the right to, I don't know, watch hentai.
It's touching everybody now. So it's not just something that's out in rural areas where the poor, out in bumfuck. Now it's in your backyard.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's close out on this one. This is a very fun story I saw. So a bunch of... so teachers are being outed for doing porn. and they're getting fired. And the question is, do they have legal recourse?
Yes.
So teachers are doing OnlyFans. And it's crazy. So here's a little story. At a small rural Missouri high school, 2 English teachers shared a secret. Both were posting adult content on OnlyFans, the subscription-based website known for sexually explicit content, and soon to be my new stand-up comedy special coming out December 28th on the OnlyFans platform. Stop. Thank you. It's going to be great. Thank you, OnlyFans. The site and others like it provide an opportunity for those willing to sacrifice their morals and be sluts on the internet. What is it? What is that?
What? It didn't say that. I was like,
the site
Brianna,
and others like
I'm
it.
looking her up right now.
You know her name already?
It says it right there at the bottom, Brianna.
Wow, you were quick on that, Josh.
Brianna. She's the younger one. Megan.
Brianna Coppage and Megan Gaither.
Yeah, Megan Gaither. That's a good porn name.
I want to see Dr. Gay on OnlyFans is what I want to see. There's probably a different Dr. Gay.
Oh, wow. Wow, she's exactly what I thought she would look like.
What, Southern mom, Missouri mom?
No, the 28-year-old.
Let's not show anything like that because I don't want to show porn on the
It's
on the
not
podcast.
porn, it's just her smiling.
Let me see it. Can you show it to me and then we'll see if I can.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can show it on camera.
Oh, you can.
It's just her
100%.
smiling?
It's just her. Yeah, it's just the regular pictures of her.
Well, I mean, I don't want to promote a competing OnlyFans account, Josh.
Wow, she's beautiful though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Josh just showed me a picture of Alex Jones.
Yep. Who was just on Twitter with
I saw that.
Yeah.
Alex Jones is back on Twitter.
Well, no, back on Twitter, but also he
on
did
X.
It was Elon, him, and Andrew Tate having a conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. But just back to the story. So the site, so teachers are doing OnlyFans and they're getting outed and they're getting fired. And it's like, guys, how about like pick a fucking side? Like
damn, Miss Gaither though. Miss Gaither, nice.
Yeah, Megan Gaither.
Yeah.
She's got it.
This is Megan Gaither right here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I learned from her.
These are the teachers. Wow. Why you fired them? Could any of your teachers ever been on OnlyFans?
Yes.
I didn't have one.
Not even one hot teacher?
Not one hot teacher.
That sucks,
I knew hot teachers, but none of them that were my teacher
never
could have
got
been
them?
on OnlyFans.
Hey, Josh, that's body shaming. Anyone can do OnlyFans and make money.
Oh, yeah. Anybody
Even
can do
old
it.
grannies that have been teaching for 50 years. So basically, here's the story. In St. Clair, Coppage was one of the teachers, was first to be outed after someone posted a link to her OnlyFans account on a community Facebook group. Superintendent Kyle Cruz said Coppage was not asked to resign, but she did anyway. Interesting. So here's the thing. Maybe teachers wouldn't have to pop their pussies on the internet if you just paid them a fucking livable wage.
Well, she's doing
Is that crazy?
Doing a little more than that.
Fire the bitch. Fire her, and she should not be teaching kids.
So I'm seeing a picture of her and 2 other women in black bikinis.
Okay.
I don't know if they're together or what, but it looks like they're gonna do something together.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Are they gonna like do a teach math?
No. I don't think so. That doesn't look like what they're doing. You know what probably happened? There was a father who got a hold of the OnlyFans.
Oh, that's
and the
totally
mother
what
got
happened.
pissed off and was just like,
I bet
what
that
the fuck?
a local parent probably found the OnlyFans. Yeah, and then the mom found out and put her on blast.
That's pretty hardcore OnlyFans.
And here's really what's fucked up about it, guys. Is it's a double standard because the thing is the elite in society, they're allowed to have side hustles. You know what I mean? Nikki Haley can have be on the board of Boeing, and she can consult and do speaking engagements.
No, this teacher might be a straight up porn star.
She should not be teaching kids then.
Look, this is her and Adam 22 and Adam 22's wife. He looks, yeah.
Whoa, she's like killing it then.
Yeah, she's
That's
killing it now.
Grade A shit.
Yeah, she's popular now.
Wow. Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. But I was just saying, it's fucked up that like the elites are allowed to have side hustles, but when it comes to a local school teacher that wants to finger blast herself for some cash, people get mad. And that's retarded. It's stupid. Just let people enjoy. You know, people say let people enjoy things. Let people enjoy things. If a teacher wants to make some extra cash,
$1 million. She made $1 million.
Great. Quit her. She should not be teaching that.
No,
because she's too rich.
And she found her calling.
You know what I would do? I would fucking sue. I'm pretty
sure she is.
I'd be worth $1 million. I'd be worth so much money, and I'd still fucking sue. You're gonna fire me? I hate that shit. You know, a lot of comics don't do certain jokes because they're afraid of getting fired. It's crazy, man.
Like what?
Like me, I didn't do certain jokes because I was afraid of getting fired. I wouldn't say
from
like
a real job,
retarded. Yeah, from a real job. Yeah. But I guess the takeaway, guys, is that you should be thankful. You should be thankful for what Israel has done for the world, which is that it has turned the culture upside down.
Well, you know what though? You know what else it taught? If you are a struggling OnlyFans person, you should go get a teaching job and get fired so that you can be on the news and get a lot of fans.
More subscribers.
Yeah.
It's a great PR move. It's like rappers going to jail.
Yeah.
When rappers go to jail, their careers are made.
Teachers go to OnlyFans.
When rappers go to jail and they get record labels, teachers go to OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And they get anal penetration.
That is
for cash.
Yeah.
But I guess the conclusion, guys, is that culture is not as black and white as you think. You can call for the genocide of Jews on an elite on an Ivy League campus that is also purportedly controlled by the Jews. It's crazy. It's like all this, and it's like it doesn't make sense.
It's context.
Nothing makes sense. It depends on the context, and that's why I always tell my girlfriend. She's like, "Where were you yesterday?" It's like, "What's the context?" She's like, "You've been gone for a few days. I haven't heard from you. Where have you been?" I go, when my location becomes conduct, it becomes a problem. So did my location become actionable conduct, or are you jealous? I love you, baby. She doesn't listen to this. Unless we clip it up, which we will not. Guys, thanks for listening. This is episode 20 of Sean's Show. Shout out to your boy A-Rox, my one Patreon. Again, we're going to put out some Patreon episodes. We're building a team. We're getting it done. And we're getting back on track.
Hell yeah.
Guys, if you're still listening, it would really help me if you review the episode on Spotify, review the show on Spotify and Apple, subscribe, like, comment, share the YouTube video, and let me know if you have ever subscribed to an OnlyFans, and we can talk about that in the comments. Leave a fucking comment, god damn it, and tell your friends, whatever. Honestly, just listening is enough. You don't have to do any of that shit. Just listen. And Josh, anything to plug?
Yeah, Onslaught every Tuesday, 10 Creek in the Cave. And check out Black Rabbit at Black Rabbit ATX. We got shows now Tuesday through Saturday, so check that out.
It's the hottest new club in Austin, Texas. And enjoy your day jacking off into a camera. Have a good one.